Well, welcome to Vintage Farmhouse. Let's show you this platter. Antique piece, blue willow pattern, obviously, all the elements of blue willow in here. A nice early English shape, sort of, well, date-wise we're looking anything from 1820 through to around 1860. I think we've pinned this down probably to around 1830 to 1840s. It hasn't got a factory manufacturer's mark on, but it has got some printed marks and impress marks on the back that we'll run you through in a minute. So we're looking at basically a 13¼ by 10¼ rectangular ovoid English platter. Quite a flat-centered, deep rimmed. Let me just show you the side elevation so you can see what I mean by that. See how tall it is? Now this particular one is in an antique hanging rack, as you can see. While we've got it on the rear, let's just concentrate on some of the markings and characteristics that we use for determining who made this, because you get this quite often, and the challenge is who made it, how old is it, what's it worth? Okay, well, let's have a look at that factory mark. It's not a factory mark though, is it? Doesn't say anything really. Staffordshire Stone China. So it tells you what it is, or purporting to be. Faux sort of Eastern chinoise marks around the outside, but no factory. However, what we have got on here is a combed base. By that you can see this very characteristic where they've taken a comb through it to give it some structure and adherence on the base, so it's not a completely flat base. And also we've got an impressed, I don't know if you can see it here, anchor mark there. Now, combination of those two things, the fact that it's got a comb base, it's got Staffordshire Stone China and an impressed anchor mark, start narrowing it down to who could have made it. And there are two basic factories that combined all those elements together. So then you start looking at some of the elements of this blue willow pattern. Now, I know blue willow is blue willow, isn't it? Well, no. If you've watched our video where we start breaking down the various elements of this and looking at some of the characteristic parts, you'll see that the variations in the transfer design that was used is quite outstanding. So what do we start looking at here? What are the typical standout elements? Well, if you have a look at this element here, this is quite a typical characteristic mark. This willow tree here in the distance with these clear dark bands underneath. A lot didn't use that. The island shapes and patterns here. The characteristic of the boat here with the shadowing on the sea underneath it, again, very variable between different factories. And again, the hatching filling in on the bridge and the roof design on the temples and the infill on the temple design, again, can all be used together with the shadowing of the pass coming down through the picket fence. And even then you can start looking at the border designs, and they're all different. So what we've done is used an AI graphic identity tool to try and break down various elements of this, including the birds' tails, the positioning of the birds, all these other elements that we've described on this pattern, to see if we can find a match within the Google image bank that's out there, and to match it against something that's been listed with a factory identity mark, and it has not been possible. We've not come up with anything that matches all these. So we've come down to two factories which we've listed as possible manufacturers for this piece. I think it's probably maybe going back to 1810, but latest around 1835. It's in very good condition, as you can see. Still got its original antique rack, and we've checked under all these. They're not too tight, so you can actually move them around, as you can see, and there's no sign that that's been worn down or damaged underneath it. So a really nice example of English blue willow ironstone, probably Davenport, although it could be Stevenson. Date range 1815 round to around 1835, and a really nice clean example. We're selling this on the Vintage and Antiques website. So if you'd like to find out more about pricing, availability, if it's still on sale after we've made this video and listed it, then do click. We'll pop a link in the description below in YouTube taking you through to that. But it just is a lovely example to use about the challenge we face even as dealers who handle these things day in, day out, trying to identify and put some history and provenance behind some of these platters with unclear markings on there. A nice piece. Thanks for watching.